Imagine with me, if you will, you're on a hike in the woods. It's not hard to imagine this time of year, right? You're enjoying the sights and the sounds and maybe stopping from time to time just to admire and enjoy a bit of God's creation. But then suddenly a bear jumps out of the bushes right in front of you, growling and snarling at you. You scream in fear for your very life and try to imagine a way out. Simultaneously, you regret your decision to go on this hike in the first place. Thoughts of your children or grandchildren come to mind. You ask yourself, why me? Why this? But just then, the bear stands up and takes off his head. It turns out it isn't really a bear after all. It's just a guy in a bear suit trying to scare hikers. Now imagine taking that same hike later this summer. This time, before you go, you remember that someone might be hiding along the way, dressed in a bear costume, and jumping out to scare hikers. Now that you know this, you'll be on the lookout. But of course, it's a very long hike, and at times you forget about the man in the bear costume. So when he does jump out to startle you again, you are for an instant frightened. You even jump back and scream. But you are not terrorized as you were the first time. And you will recover from the shock more quickly because you knew it was coming and had time to accept the idea that someone was going to jump out and try to startle you. You say to yourself, I knew this was going to happen, and it's happened to lots of other hikers. This is essentially what Buddhism teaches us about suffering. We know it's out there, and we know it's scary, and at some point it's going to jump out from behind the bushes and startle us. But it doesn't have to utterly terrify us. The next time you experience suffering or distress, instead of saying, life is not fair, or why is this happening to me, remind yourself that you knew this could happen and that you're not alone. Others are experiencing the same thing. The great advantage we have in being followers of Jesus is that we don't have to travel this path alone. Our triune God is ever present to us, available to us in every moment. God the Creator, Christ the great relator, and the power of the Holy Spirit are with us always. But like our Buddhist sisters and brothers, we know that pain and suffering is an unavoidable part of the human experience, and we can embrace the fact that it will happen at some point. Worry less about it and be prepared to respond with faith, trust, and hope. Join me this Sunday in worship as we conclude our series, Jesus, Buddha, and Me.